Should you date or marry someone who's in debt?
Because most of the ladies out here are trying to marry a rich man. That's what I know. That's what I heard. Right,
Oh.
ladies? Everybody wants the rich guy because
Everybody wants a rich guy, baby.
they don't want to go. They don't want to go through the struggle. All right. They want to marry somebody who's already had built the table, okay, for them. All right, and they just want to lay on the table. However,
with that being said, if someone brings a massive debt into your relationship, is it your responsibility to help pay it off, or is it their problem? On today's conversation, hello everybody! Sani Bunani.
My name is Pumba, the Lady of Power.
And my name is Jave, aka Grandmaster Bugsy.
And together we are
the Boardwalkers.
Let's get it.
Alright, today's conversation is going to be pointing out to, right? Controversy is, should you date or should you marry someone who has debt, right? Should you come in a relationship and be like, oh, how much debt do you have? Oh, I'll help you, right? Is that something that you would do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that it depends on your priorities. Because most of the people, they out here looking for someone who has already established their financial status and stuff like that. And most of the relationships I had with people who had already established their financial freedom, it was a bit hard. It was cool at first, like spoiling and stuff like that. But when it goes deep, I felt like I was in a relationship, a controlling situation where, like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can only do this. I didn't feel my freedom at that time. Maybe it was at that time. However, that's how I felt. I felt like there was no equal between us because I was still working to get my freedom, and I was still establishing myself, my mind. However, what was the question again?
The question was, should you date or should you marry someone who's in debt?
However, to answer your question, I think I would marry someone who I like, who meets my requirements, regardless of if they have debt or not, as long as they meet my personal priorities, my personal values. They in my standards in terms of, like, they meet maybe 5 of my requirements, because that's who I need. Sometimes we run and rush for money and we forget that you need to check the mindset, you need to check the values, you need to check the type of person you're putting yourself into. You don't want to run for the money and end up being in an abusive relationship. What about you?